big, massive, scary goals. Why do they matter? How to set them and how to achieve them? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about in today's video. I honestly believe that setting big, massive goals is so important. And one of the reasons is they ask more of you. Big goals ask more of you. They force you to learn, they force you to grow, they force you to expand and to develop skills, maybe latent skills and abilities that you didn't even know that you had. And I just think that they're so important when it comes to growing and developing as a human being. And I really love the quote by Henry David Thoreau. What you get by achieving your goals is nothing compared to what you become by achieving your goals. And I think that that is so true. To help explain the type of goals I'm talking about, one of the things that identifies them is they have to be something that you haven't done before. So if you've just set a goal of buying a new car, but 3 years ago you set that same goal and you saved up and you were super disciplined with your saving and you ended up buying the car, then that's great. But that doesn't really count as a new big exciting goal because it's something that you've proven that you are capable of and you've already achieved once. So a big, massive life goal is something that excites you, that you have a huge, massive desire for, and just the thought of attaining it or achieving it really excites you and gets you motivated. And also probably scares you a little bit because if it's something you've never done before, there's likely going to be an aspect of fear or of the unknown, not knowing how on earth you're going to make this happen for yourself. Only you will know what your big life goal is. It might take a little bit of time to clarify it and get clear about what exactly it is that you want, but that's got to come from within your own heart and within you. So if you have to do a little bit of soul searching, it may take that. Maybe do some journaling and really get honest with yourself about what it is that you truly want. It could be starting a pet food brand. It could be becoming a web design expert. It could be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. I don't know, it's got to come from within you, but it's definitely got to be something that is really huge and makes you have to reach. One of the biggest things to keep in mind when it comes to starting to set bigger goals for yourself is to allow yourself to really think big. Now, we all have within us, an internal doubter, a part of ourselves that says, oh, that's too big, or that's not possible, or you don't have time to make that come true, or you don't have the skills for that, or you're too shy to be able to make that happen. And so you have to get really good at not only thinking big, but overcoming that inner doubting voice in your mind. And something that really helps with this, and this is something that was recommended to me in one of Grant Cardone's audiobooks that I was listening to, and I'll link him down below. He's very motivating. He's got a lot of great ideas, and so one of his ideas is to get up super early in the morning. As soon as you get up, get out a piece of paper and a pen and start writing out big goals without judging them or without even thinking. And something that Grant was saying is that when he does this, he finds that after he reads over the list, he actually looks at a lot of them and thinks, hey, I didn't even know that this was in my subconscious mind. I didn't even know that this was a desire that I had that was deep within me because I just wrote it all out and didn't give myself time to push down the ideas or reject the ideas. And he used an example. I believe he wrote a long time ago that he wanted to own 100 apartment units. He wanted to own and rent out 100 apartments. And at the time when he read that over on his list, he thought, well, that's a massive goal, because at the moment I'm nowhere near that, and I don't even know how that would even be possible for me. And now that's true, and he owns many more than that. And I like this idea because it kind of overrides the part of your mind that is critical and judgmental. By writing out your ideas and your desires and your big goals really quickly before you have a chance to poo-poo them, so to speak, before you have a chance to shut them down or become an inner critic, you give yourself a chance to really think big. And I think that this kind of limitless thinking mindset is a really important aspect when it comes to setting big goals. Especially if it's something that's new to you, especially if you're not comfortable with wanting big. A lot of people feel that there's shame in that there's shame in saying, I want to be an extremely successful movie maker, or I want to be the #1 top-selling author in the world. You know, there's a bit of shame in admitting that you want something that big. And out of breath. So I think that early morning writing exercise can be really, really helpful when it comes to limitless thinking and setting big goals. All right, so I'm going to assume now that you have your big goal. If you don't have it yet, that's okay. Do your soul searching, do your journaling. It will come to you, especially if you focus on it, and then you can come back to this video and do the other parts. But once you have that big goal, write it out in present tense as though you've already achieved it. So if it is that you want to be the top director or award-winning director in a specific genre of film, and that is your goal, write it out as though you've already achieved it. So write out, I, Melissa, am the top romantic comedy film director of the year, or whatever it may be. So write it out, whatever your big goal is, get as specific as possible and write it out in the present moment and feel what it would feel like to say that and to have it be true for you. Okay, now writing it out on pen and paper is ideal. You could say that you want to type it out or, you know, text it to yourself on your phone, but I honestly feel that there is some sort of magic when you put pen to paper and you have to physically write out the words, because it just, I don't know, there's something about it, the connection between actually writing something out. I feel that it uses a lot of your focus, and it forces you to reread the words that you're writing on the page, and I recommend writing this daily. All the time. I mean, I can say every single morning or every single night, but if you have a coffee break at work, write it out. Maybe keep a little journal with you where you write this one goal out in the present tense over and over and over again until it is so embedded in your subconscious mind that it feels so real and it is just a part of what you think about every single day. All right, number 3 is asking yourself, who do I need to become in order for this to be true? So in order for me to really have this goal be accomplished, who do I need to become? So in the example of becoming an award-winning filmmaker, I would need to be really, really proficient in everything that a film director, film creator would need to know. I would need to be excellent with time management. I would need to learn this, that, and the other. And you can write out a list of all the things that someone who has achieved that goal or would have achieved that goal, all the things that they would need to have mastered, that they would need to be excellent at. And that is your new to-do list. You know, learn, learn, learn. Immerse yourself in everything that has to do with that thing that you're pursuing. It might seem overwhelming. You might be thinking, I'm starting from, you know, the bottom right now. I'm starting from day 1 and I want to get all the way up there. Like, how intimidating is that? But honestly, if other people have done it, so can you. And I think that is just, that's the beautiful thing about life. Other people have done it. They've kind of paved the way. No matter what it is that you want to do, it's likely that you can probably Google and identify and find someone who has excelled and succeeded in achieving that goal and attaining that same goal that you have set out for yourself now. And so follow what they've done. You know, learn, 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 learn. Don't assume that you know exactly what you need to know. Assume that you don't know what you need to know and go out there and find what you really do need to know, if that makes sense. And a big part of learning is being willing to admit that you don't know everything, being willing to look foolish, being willing to make mistakes. I mean, if you think about how children learn and babies, they fall and they just get back up. They stumble, they're not particularly concerned with how they look. They are just so focused on learning. They actually have such a determination when it comes to, especially learning how to walk. When you watch a baby fall and they just get back up, and it's that resilience, that's what you need. So on to the next. All right, this next one, and this is so important, and it's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't the case. This is one that I have challenges with all the time, and it is to not share your goals or talk about your goals with everybody. And especially, you're excited, you want to tell everyone, that, hey, I am going to be an award-winning filmmaker. And the reason not to share it with everyone is because the last thing you need, especially when you're motivated and you're excited and you have these big, new, massive goals for yourself, you don't need anyone pouring cold water on your passion and your excitement and the naysayers telling you that there's no way that you'll ever do that, or you're gonna embarrass yourself, you're gonna mess up, or there's no way, you don't have the time to make that happen, you don't have the money to do that, you don't have the education to make that happen. That's the last thing you need to hear. And so the exception to this rule is if you have someone that is 100% in your corner, that you really, really genuinely trust with all of your heart, that they have your best interest in mind, and that they actually believe and will encourage your dreams, then that's the exception. And if you do have someone like that in your life, that's pretty special, so cherish that. And that's the exception to that rule. And another thing that Grant Cardone speaks about in his work, I mentioned Grant Cardone earlier, is that naysayers actually, it's not that they don't want you to succeed. They actually, probably many of them love you very much. It's just that in their opinion, in their perspective, in their world, they think genuinely that this, is a bad idea for you. They don't want to see you get hurt. They don't want to see you reach for your dreams and then fail. They don't want to see you try and then fall. So they are trying to protect you often, and they'll say, don't try for that. I don't want to see you get hurt, so just stay where you are and don't dream so big. And sometimes that can be really tempting, when you hear those thoughts, you don't want to give yourself any reason to not go for your goals. So that's why to keep it to yourself and to write it over and over and over again and learn and immerse yourself in anything that will keep you motivated, anything that will keep you on track, anything that will help you along your way and help you develop all of the skills, habits and techniques that you'll need to develop in order to achieve that big goal. Number 5, when it comes to setting and achieving your big, massive, scary, exciting goals, is to take action every single day. And this is where self-discipline comes in, because there might not be anyone else keeping you accountable to this. This is up to you. This is between you and yourself. And only you will know if you're truly doing the work. You can tell other people that you're working on it, but you know yourself. You know the truth. And so really keeping yourself accountable for taking daily action. Daily action, no matter what. No excuses, no procrastinating, no succumbing to distractions. Taking daily action. If it means that you have to get up an hour or 2 hours earlier in order to take action every day, then that's what you've got to do. Okay, number 6 is go back to step 1 through 5 and do those all over again. Not in that particular order, but just continue to learn, continue to write out your goals, continue to get inspired by other people, continue to think big, think limitless, and keep going until you get there. Alright, that's it for this video. I believe in you. I'm sending you so much encouragement, and I know you can do it, so go for it. Alright, bye.